Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's week 15 of the NFL with ZESTY's Best Bets. It's going to be
Welcome.
another great week. We had truly a great week last week. What'd you go, 4-1 for your 5? But beyond that, we just continued to hit props. I don't really want to give too many pats on the back, but really, really, really great weekend.
Yeah, everybody was 3-1-1 on the top 5, with the Raiders being a push. And boy, do we want to fucking push them about now. But we definitely had some success over the weekend, despite couple surprising losses and some things you can't really cap for that occurred. But on to week 15.
On to week 15. And we've got a Saturday and Sunday football. So it's going to be a weekend full of NFL, which is great. 11 a.m. clock, we've got the Minnesota matchup, Minnesota at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's -3, but our only pick in this game, ZESTY had the first quarter under.
Yeah, nothing to get too bent over on. The Vikings do not score in the first half, let alone the first quarter. Last week, we were on the under. It cast. They have a change at quarterback. I don't think it matters. They struggle out of the gate. Cincinnati also has a backup quarterback who has played well, but not above replacement well. Like, it's not like he's the next Joe Namath. So I think Minnesota's defense is going to be better because they are very well coached on the defensive side. The Jake Brownings, last 2 weeks, just balling out. He's not going to do that. Maybe over the... Honestly, I think the whole entire game goes under. But
that number's 40.
Yeah. My boy Flores is a very good defensive coach. And what the hell is the total? I don't even care because I've got the under, but I don't see more than a touchdown scored. I think the total is... What's the total?
In the first quarter?
The game or the quarter?
Quarter.
I got it at 7 on the offshore, but that's a extra juice at -125, so you can probably find it 7.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a touchdown scored. I think they might go back and forth 6, 3-3 or whatever.
They're not going to finish a drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Jamar Chase. He is the one and only Jake Browning, by the way. He refused to say his name like some sort of Voldemort character or something.
No, I actually think he's doing very well. I just think it's a little fake.
Yeah.
I think the Vikings are fake too, but I think their defense is not as fake, I guess.
Well, and if they have any
yeah.
chance to win, their defense is going to have to show up. You know, they're the whole week. They know they're not going to put up
Truthfully,
40 points, right? So you got to show up.
this is not on the sheets, but if it gets to -3 Cincinnati, I would take it.
I have it at -3 Cincinnati.
Yeah, and the reason being is I think they are a better offensive team, but I think Minnesota is the better defensive coached team. And you're just dancing in line. No, I'm not. The reason being, prove it. It could be 6-0. I'm not saying that's going to be the score. Dobbs, who's everybody's darling, is third string now. So we got BYU's finest, or second finest to Zach Wilson, is the starting quarterback, Nick Mullins is the starting quarterback. Have we seen Nick Mullins? He looks like this. Fucking half.
Like Bane?
He looks half dumb because that's the nicest thing I could say, but I am not backing Nick Mullins ever.
I know what you mean now, but
yeah. God. Half with an R word. His nose is out of his fucking face mask. Which I know is not a
get into a deep dive of the quality characteristics for a quarterback.
Yeah, I am not. Cincinnati's the only side to play. I would flirt with the under, but Cincinnati's defense kind of sucks. Honestly, this is gonna be. They suck, and I know. Like 3 weeks ago, I was like, "Oh, they played really well." Because they have to. They have to gamble and bet. Like, oh, hey, 2nd and 4, you're going to do a play action pass, and we're going to blitz you. And then you look really good against, like, the Niners because everybody thinks they played the Niners really well. But they guessed really well. Like, they are not. They're a zone team. They back off and want you to beat them. Essentially, like they are not a good defense. They've played well, but they're not a good defense. So, I didn't love this pick, but Cincinnati has the better offensive weapons. I do not trust Nick Mullins. Justin Jefferson is going to show up and be like, "Oh, my hammy." He's going to be done because he wants a contract. It's going to be a nasty game. Jake Browning's going to look better than we think. And they're going to cover.
He might just have to fucking hand off the ball to Joe Mixon enough times to just make 7 points happen. Maybe even just 6.
Is it on the road? I thought it was on the road. Am I
For
wrong?
Minnesota?
Minnesota's on the road.
Yeah, it's in Cincinnati.
Oh.
83 degrees and sunny, so it's not
Yeah.
like it's not a cold weather game in Cincinnati or anything, but it's not indoor in Minnesota, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, if you had to pick a team, I think I'm going Cincinnati here.
Yeah.
But you know,
Google,
I don't know.
Google Nick Mullins in a face mask, and it's like this, like his fucking upper lip is out of his face mask.
So that's homework for the listening audience. We're gonna move on to the 2:30 p.m. slot after that Saturday morning game that is likely to be ugly. We get a much finer looking game. Pittsburgh at Indianapolis. Over under 42. And our public likes the under 42. Zesty, you threw Pittsburgh on there, plus 2.5.
Ugh. I agree with the public on the under. I think that's a good play. So Gardner Minshew, when his opponent scored 21 points, which might be tough with
Trubisky.
With the Steelers. He's abysmal.
Yeah, he is.
Last week I mentioned it, so I'll just go with that. So it's at least 2-19. The problem I have with the under is really nothing. I think there's more value with Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh just lost 2 games in a row on teams. Hell, I don't even remember what it is, but one in
they only had 2 wins. They lost to Arizona and they lost to fucking New England.
It hasn't happened in fucking forever.
Yeah.
You're telling me Tomlin with Trubisky isn't gonna come up with some, and then additionally the run defense is not that good in Indianapolis. So they just beat Tennessee. They had 2 punt blocks to go to overtime. The Colts are here. They're a little overvalued. The Steelers are undervalued. That is the biggest play. Is the Colts had 2 things that are very unlikely to happen, and happened twice. The Steelers are just a clusterfuck.
I agree.
Like Tate, I think it opened at 2.5. I think it's like at 1.5 now.
It's at 1.5.
I still think they're the better coach team, better value. I like the under because I don't. One, I think Pittsburgh felt embarrassed, and I don't know that they're going to score too many points, but they're going to win outright.
So you take money line?
Oh yeah, I mean I've got 2.5, but the only way that 2.5 covers is Pittsburgh wins outright.
Well,
because obviously, if we want to get statistical with it,
truly.
but,
especially, you think about how the points to be scored in that game.
Pittsburgh is going to score. The rated number is 20. They're going to score over 21. Gardner Minshew is going to go to 2-20 or whatever when his opponents score over 21. And the number's going to go over because the Colts are not going to be able to do anything. And the Steelers, ugly cover. Like, it is not a glamorous game, but they, like, everything I just mentioned is going to happen. It's going to be, what's the under, 42?
Steelers got some dudes on their defense who have seen Gardner Minshew before. Mike Tomlin has seen Gardner Minshew play before.
Mike Tomlin just lost to 2 terrible teams. I could care less who the other quarterback is. They're going to show up. He's going to be doing this shit in my game.
Why the fuck wasn't he doing it the last 2 weeks? I don't understand this shit at all.
Didn't have a problem. I cannot talk about
Dallas Cowboy type shit right there.
I can't talk about their problems. I'm just talking about what they're going to do.
10-3 team. They Steelers look like the 10-3 team. That's right.
They're going to cover. You guys need to settle your own shit amongst yourselves.
Moving on. Saturday night.
Well, hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Because I do have the under here. So obviously I'm aligned with most of what you're saying there. I am concerned about the Steelers, though, because I don't know if they can score 21 points.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Trubisky is literally, they're talking about benching him for Mason Rudolph. So that's not good.
Fucking unreal. Yeah, when that's the talk.
Also, surprisingly, Colts have been rather dog shit at home. So they're 2-4 at home. And if you run well against the Colts, you typically perform well against them. They give up about 130 yards rushing a game. And Pittsburgh ought to be able to pound the ball a little bit. So,
yeah. So that, I guess I should have played it out that way. Mason Rudolph, Trubisky, don't care.
Unless, Big Ben.
Unless Rudolph gets a helmet, cave in his skull.
It's
never
might
been the same.
happen, man.
It has. It might happen. The Colts.
Myles Garrett is still in Cleveland. Thank God.
It blows me away that the Colts were. They didn't account, or they overcounted for the Colts.
Just because of last week.
Yeah,
I think it's a product of the Steelers being so bad the last 2 weeks also.
Yeah, and that's
as
what
much
I'm saying.
as we want to believe in the bounce back. And I believe
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying, and I'm
it.
crossing my fucking fingers for it. I think
I
it has to happen, but
I I promise you that the bounce back, that not accounting for the bounce back was so Tennessee just beat the Dolphins in a miracle. Uh, they were the side the whole time to bet, but um, the fact that the Colts beat Tennessee on a coin
mhm,
flip, essentially, it was a coin flip,
yeah,
raises raises value to the Colts. It shouldn't be there. I mean, the the Steelers are the side, 100%. Under, I
Steelers.
under, I would F with, um, but the Steelers are the side. They're going to win outright. The fact they're getting points
Yeah, Indianapolis.
is
They're just not a good team. The Steelers, believe it or not, if you've watched them the last couple of weeks, they are a good team.
yeah, I wouldn't go that far. They're like super terrible and super good, kind of.
That's why I say they're a good team because they've got some terrible things going on. But
The Commanders have covered 5 games. Do you think they're a good team? They're a great team because they cover, but they're not a good team.
I think
Not,
they have the Steelers, even as bad as their quarterback play has been, they have a very solid backfield. And what's that? What's that?
I'm just messing with you.
They got a solid backfield, and they have a good enough defense that keeps them in games.
I
So
agree. I agree.
that travels as well as works well into December,
No,
January, whenever you're trying to play. But that can't be everything that you're relying upon. Eventually, someone's got to step up and be the dude, and
no.
they haven't had that this year. They haven't had that in one area. They've had that with JJ Watt or TJ Watt, maybe, but there's only so much you could do from defensive edge position.
I would add to that. I don't have it on my bed. Warren over his total. And honestly, Harris, anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I'd be
Like,
curious to know what that
like,
Warren total is because I'd probably hit that. Obviously, I'm biased there, but Harris too because, like you said, that's the game plan here. Like they're gonna scheme to pound the ball.
well, yeah. And then depending on whatever, like Warren anytime touchdown too, because this is going to be about as big of a bloodbath Pittsburgh could ever have. Pittsburgh going to come out, punch him in the mouth. Warren, because he's more explosive. Najee, because he's the fan favorite. Um, I think they both probably score. It's what I'm getting at is the Colts are overvalued into this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with the public that I think it's going to go under because I don't think anything of the Colts. I would even get to want to get this crazy, but I would be equally Pittsburgh defense or special teams scoring a touchdown too. Like
Yeah.
that's
And
what
even with that, they're going to struggle to get to that 20-21 number.
yeah.
So
I
even
think
with a
it's
defensive
yeah.
touchdown, that under I think is very safe play public.
Yeah, that would be a good hedge for the public to take a defensive touchdown on the point total because I think Minshew might sling it, pick six. Pittsburgh is the side, 100%.
That's fair.
I would love to be wrong, but I don't like to be wrong.
Just to reinforce you guys here, I'm looking at the offshore. They got the total for Warren 46.5, total for Harris at 53.5. So that's where
Hammer
we're
that Jalen Warren.
hammering those
Hammer
overs
that.
there. And what do we got? Anytime touchdown, Jalen Warren, 1+ 130. Hammer that shit.
Yeah.
And Najee, he's got to have even better odds. So double down.
I think Warren is the bet. I think they're gonna feed him.
Yeah. 43. Unreal.
I wouldn't fuck with Harris as much because I think Warren is that guy. So at least split your bets. Warren anytime scorer or over his total because I think Warren is going to get a lot of touches.
All right, Bronco Country. Let's ride to the next one.
Denver at Detroit. You guys are split on this one, which is awesome. Love it. Public also likes the under 47.5 in this game. So Saturday night, primetime game, 6:15 start. Tell me why you like Detroit first, Zesty.
What did we see? Detroit's terrible, right? Hell, they just lost to Green Bay and the Bears. God, they're terrible. Green Bay was at home, yes. But the Bears have their number. The Bears should beat them at home, on the road, also.
Yeah.
This is a fade on the Broncos. And these are two teams I've bet religiously the last 3 weeks. So the reason I say it's a fade on the Broncos is Jared Goff when he's at home. He is Joe Montana. He is the nastiest person ever. The Broncos, which are public darling, I guess, that are, they beat the Chiefs. They lost to the Texans. They're playing well. Like it was like, oh, they gave up 70, but hey, they're doing well. And um, Peyton, he's he's kind of teaching Russell how to be a quarterback. All of those are true. The Lions will run the ball right down their throat. And then Peyton, or Jared Goff, excuse me, is going to do one of these and he's going to throw 2 or 3 touchdowns. They are outmatched. They're, I don't want to say out schemed because I think Peyton is a good coach. The fact that they laid it at 4 with Denver's hype kind of tells me everything I need to know. That Detroit is a very good front running team, and they're going to beat the ass off of them. Like they are going to beat the piss out of the Dolphins. And that's my evaluation.
Okay.
Like so, last week, Houston Texans, and I was on the Donkeys, and they had an injury. They had, the Donkeys were the side, and they lost.
Right.
But I promise you, Detroit. Think of the Saints game. It was 21-0. The Saints are a playoff team. I don't think highly of the Saints. But it's similar. It's gonna be a boat race. If we want to get real crazy, this is not anything I've laid, but first half might be a better bet. I've got them on the full game. What's the total at?
47 and a half.
47, yeah. I think it's an under game, but I think Detroit scores 28. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like there's only one team that scores points. And you're telling me it's -4? It's not a great number to bet. But I think Detroit busts the belt and just beats the brakes off of them as much as he can. I mean, I don't know. 28-16, maybe. It's kind of how I think of the game.
Just because Denver can't score. Russell Wilson,
Not so
Sean Payton
fast.
be damned.
Not so fast. This is clearly a game where everybody thinks the Lions are going to bounce back, come back to that first week's form, and Denver is also going to regress a little bit to the mean here, seeing that they've won 5 out of 6. I think that the Lions are a much better team at home, but they can't fucking stop anybody. They have horseshit pressure rate, and they're not going to be able to get to Russell Wilson, which means he probably won't make too many mistakes. And in a game where Wilson's not making enough mistakes, I think the Broncos are going to get into the 20s. The Lions might push it into the 30s, but that to me leads to the over, which is why I'm on it. And then Denver, I got a +5. Not that that's like a key number here, but if you have Lions at 4, it's at 4.5 right now offshore. It's an interesting game because I think there's going to be a lot of points. So 4 or 5, I'm not that concerned with. I'd be just the reason I don't take the Lions and the reason I'm on the Broncos in the side is I don't think the Lions are going to be able to stop the Broncos. And even if the Broncos are giving up a bunch of run yards, like you said, I think that there's going to be plenty of opportunity for them to slide in that back door or just outright keep it close because I think they're going to be able to maintain the scoring with the Lions. So we shall see.
Yeah, touche. That was a very valid argument. Wrong. Just kidding.
wrong, but I see what you're saying. Well,
no, I do agree that those are the two variables. Stop the run or you lose. I mean,
yeah.
Detroit will score points. So
Yeah.
you either score points or control the game with the run. And I don't know. I feel very high. This is my number 2 bet. I know I didn't list it, but Detroit -4 is my second best bet.
Love it.
There you go.
I'm with you, Zesty, just so you know where my money's at. And it's not just because I am anti-donkeys. Though I am anti-donkeys.
No,
I just don't see them. I just don't see how they score.
I actually love
at Detroit.
I love the public's analysis or
Right.
response because he's not wrong. And trust me, I've done the same analysis and they've been wrong.
Right.
And I felt disgusted. But I was like, oh, kind of wrong. So, truthfully, I'll feel the same if I am wrong. Like it's not a huge wide margin. The thought process is
always slim margins.
Yes.
Well, that means we're on to the Sunday slate. Amazing. Sunday, 11 a.m. We start with a couple games that aren't on the sheet, but I'll hurry and mention Atlanta at Carolina. Carolina's +3 at home.
Why are we mentioning that?
What's that?
Fuck the
Under.
Falcons.
Yeah.
Under 33 and a half.
Under.
I don't care if it's 13. Who's fucking scoring?
Under. 100%. Under.
Horseshit game.
Under.
Fuck the NFC South.
Under.
Neither team trying to win.
You know it's week 1 of fucking fantasy playoffs, so you know the Falcons are going to be fucking every owner with Bijan, Kyle Pitts, and fucking Drake London. So they're not doing dick, and they're playing against the Panthers, and nobody even has any fucking Panthers on their fantasy team, so they're likely to do okay.
Well, yeah, watch the Panthers just go off with DJ Chark Jr. and
this is
Jerry's Mingo.
This is in
I think it's in Carolina.
Yeah,
Carolina,
it's in Carolina,
right? Yeah.
53 degrees, supposed to be raining.
Under. But this might be one victory that the Panthers might get.
Yeah, they get up and get a win. You never know.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna bet that shit. But
stay away. Moving on. We'll just move right along. Stay away, folks. Stay away. Maybe sleep right through this game on a Sunday morning. Or just flip it over to Chicago at Cleveland, which is our next game. So Cleveland -3 at home. Over-unders 38.5 in Cleveland with the Bears and the Browns. Again, not on the sheet. So any thoughts you have here are completely off the cuff, but you see any money there?
Smoking Joe Flacco is all I want to say.
I will be rooting for Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco does make me want to just see Ben Roethlisberger come off of the couch and play for the Steelers the last few games of the season.
I think Big Ben's arm's actually dead. Smoking Joe looks like he ain't fucking lost a bit.
Yeah, Flacco can actually still throw.
But goddamn, watching a little bit of that Cleveland game last week, I showed you guys that one fucking clip where it was just, did you forget what fucking color jerseys that your team is wearing? Like, just a terrible decision all around, which is what he's going to give you, but he can also throw the shit out of the football. So if he does make good decisions, you know, it could be exciting because Fields, I think, will probably put up some points.
Yeah. I think the opposite. The Bears defense is not Cleveland's defense.
Yeah.
But they're gonna fuck around. I don't even know what the number is. What's the number?
38.5
Cleveland,
over under.
Yeah, Cleveland by 3.
Yeah.
Cleveland by 3 at home.
Yeah.
Come on now. Don't disrespect them like that. The Bears.
I don't. My boy Fields. I think they cover and win. The Browns the Bears are really fucking around. They suck. But they're like, hey, how much do we suck?
They're
Uh,
out to prove a point, you say?
I don't know. I would take the points in the under.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I do think they might, because I'm a Flacco guy. Flacco.
Who's not a Flacco guy? I'm a Flacco guy, and I'm a fucking Steelers fan.
I know.
Yeah,
Flacco's doing this shit, but I do. I think the Bears defense is being effed upon. Honestly, which leads me to back both of them, the under and the Bears. Truthfully, I think the Bears win outright.
The Bears. The Bears in the under. Fuck Flacco. Much as you love him. Well, that's fine. I just don't see myself putting any money on this game unless something weird happens early. Do that in play like we talked about last week.
Oh,
We've already spent too much time on it.
Tampa Bay at Green Bay. We're still the 11 a.m. hour. All kinds of games going on early Sunday. So Green Bay's at home. Got the Buccaneers, Baker coming in. They're 3.5. They're giving Baker 3.5 points. The over, which both of you guys are on, is 42. Tell me why. It's going to be a nice point-filled day up in a freezing Lambeau Field.
This is more Tampa's terrible offensive defense.
Which one? Their terrible offense or their terrible defense?
The terrible defense.
Offensive defense? Is that what you were saying?
Offensive defense, yes. So
I follow you now.
Jordan Love is gonna look lovely.
What see what you did there?
Yeah, 41.5. He's gonna put 28 up himself. Baker does some shit. Like
He's got Mike Evans. He's got Chris Godwin. He's got some dudes to throw to.
yeah, Mike Evans might not be able to play, but I agree. Like Tampa sucked against the pass. So yeah, sign me up.
Be chasing.
Jason, we setting the market.
No, I'm saying Tampa's going to be chasing Green Bay, trying to catch up all game, just airing it out. They don't have a run game to speak of anyway. But once they're down 14 points,
Yeah, I just think the Buccaneers are going to do enough here on the road, and Green Bay is going to be able to score. Buccaneers defense is perpetually injured at this point, and that's essentially going to be the story of the game. You're going to have the Buccaneers able to do enough offensively, Packers be able to move up and down the field on them. So give me some points, like the action in Green Bay. Baker doesn't give a shit about how cold it is, and I think he had his receivers flip-flopped. I don't think Evans is on the injury report. Godwin is questionable, didn't practice on Thursday, but I think they're able to run the ball a little bit as well. Rashad White's having a great year. Mike Evans having a free agent season, as they say in baseball, already over 1,000 yards for the year. So look for him to continue to have success. And the Buccaneers push it over 41.5. I think it's up to 42.5 is what I'm seeing offshore. So the line is moving in that direction.
yeah.
May want to get that earlier rather than later.
Agreed.
I think at 42.5, I still take it. But if it gets, 43.5, 44, that's when it gets a little bit more sketchy. But if you can get it under 44, I think you're out.
Give me some points. Keeping in that window. Staying in the window. New York Giants at the Miami Dolphins. I'm sorry, New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. And public, you like the Jets getting 9.5 down in Miami. Over under 37 here.
I think it's Westover who's not allowed to bet on the Jets anymore. So I'm going to take this one this week. They are going down to Miami. Perhaps a slight overreaction here since Miami choked like dogs against the Titans last week. Trying not to let that color my view here, even though I did lay a ton of fucking points with the Dolphins last week and looked quite embarrassed on Monday Night Football, as did everybody else wearing a Miami jersey. So that's a bad taste in your mouth, but trying not to remember that. Mostly just looking at this from the standpoint of the Jets still have something to play for. Zach Wilson, particularly playing for his career. Robert Saleh coaching for his job. And I think that you continue to see an improved defense in New York based on what they've seen so far throughout the year. And they're going to keep it close enough where they can pull some trick shit on offense to keep it within 2 scores. So that's what I'm hoping for out of the big green machine. So look for Miami to blow them the fuck out.
No shit. Zesty, what do you think about that?
2 scores like 8.5.
Yeah, it's obviously got to be under 9. So yes.
Yeah, hammer Miami. Miami's going to demolish them, and it could be 60-0. They're playing very well on the defense. I know where the public's coming from with his bet. Zach Wilson just played his greatest game ever, and we are all assumed to believe
It'll continue.
Yeah, it will continue. Yes.
Yeah.
Miami sucked. Just lost a game that they covered and didn't cover. So they literally, so had they have covered the 13.5, it would have been a like 80 percentile that, you know, it was very unlikely.
It does not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they doubled down and lost as a 2-touchdown favorite, which is incredibly low as well. But they're playing a interdivisional opponent.
Right.
They do play good defense. Give me the 8.5. It could be a 10-0 game. It could be a, I don't know, late 17-0 game. I don't expect the Jets to do anything offensively. And if they do, I expect the Dolphins to counter.
Yeah, I think the Jets have looked okay on defense at times against some opponents who aren't the Miami Dolphins. But I would expect the Dolphins after last week, especially to go down to Miami and blow the doors off.
I agree. We can beat that ass. They're gonna
That's where
clap.
that's where my head goes. Mike McDaniel's in a nice fresh sweatsuit with some sort of overpriced sneaker on.
They're gonna clap.
Way overpriced watch, sunglass combo.
They're
Just
gonna
looking
clap.
too fresh in Miami.
They're gonna clap some cheeks.
And Zach Wilson's going to be in Miami clapping some cheeks as well. Another reason why they're not going to win that game.
Look out, moms.
Yeah. The moms. Moving on to another mom, Mommy DeVito, New York Giants at New Orleans Saints. Over under is 39. Zesty, you're on the under there. Public, you're on the Giants going down to New Orleans.
Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah, I
Keep it going, Tommy.
couldn't agree more with the public.
Yeah, you like the Giants too? Just another Saints fade. They're so bad right now.
Yeah, they're
On Alvin Kamara's back, they ride. But he can't carry him that far.
I think they're like 6-19. Honestly, I think it's worse than that. Dennis Allen, specifically, who we talked about last week, is terrible. Even more, Derek Carr is a 3-point favorite. Is six and like 100. It's like 6-29, I think.
That's unreal, man.
Yeah. So
That's unreal.
there is so many things that fade the Saints. So all the bets are to fade the Saints, not necessarily back the Giants. But
Saquon, back to Giants.
man, they're so fucking terrible. Like I would legit throw money line on the Giants because of how shitty the trends are, and like
Yeah.
Dennis Allen kind of fucking sucks as a coach.
Certainly hasn't earned any other.
You've been saying it.
And
The red
Derek,
zone offense is atrocious.
yeah, and Derek Carr sucks as a favorite. He is atrocious as a favorite.
Atrocious.
Exchanges. Well, we're gonna move on because that's another ugly game that we don't need to spend much time on. To another ugly game we don't need to spend much time on. Houston at Tennessee. Tennessee -3 with CJ Stroud and them boys coming in. Over under 37. 54
Nuts.
rain. Just had the tornadoes in Tennessee, so it's a real emotional game. Tell me where your head's at here.
Well, that's the problem. It's not Stroud. It's Davis Mills.
Yeah.
Because Stroud is
Oh
likely
no,
still
that's
out with
right.
the concussion. So you can't back Houston here.
No Tank Dell. Looks like no Noah Brown either.
So tell me you're
Yeah.
on fucking Houston.
I agree with the public.
And it's Titans at home.
Yeah.
They're good. They're good at home.
Titans are a good team at
If
home.
you get 6-0, I think.
I think 5-1.
5-1. Is that what it is?
Hand it off to Henry.
God damn, he's huge.
Yeah. This is the you get a 3 hammer.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly, 3.5, I think, has value too. Tennessee is the better team, like you just said. Stroud's out. 3 receivers are out. They play really well at home. 3.5 is such a shitty number.
And it's a natural disaster game. I cannot shout that enough.
I had no idea about the tornadoes. Jesus.
Yeah, didn't know that, but
Turmoil going on in Tennessee.
like I said, 3.5 is something you don't want to bet, but Tennessee is the side. Even though I think Dennis Mills can be a quarterback, but it's a no bet or Tennessee. I mean,
Any other thoughts, public, or shall we move on?
Nope. The only thing I would mention question is, would you rather be forced to tackle Derrick Henry in an Oklahoma drill or be the ball carrier and get hit by, I don't know, pick your favorite linebacker, Micah Parsons?
pick my favorite ball carrier.
You pick your favorite linebacker. Yeah.
Linebacker. Yes.
You want to get hit?
No, he's saying he wants he would rather get hit by a linebacker than try to tackle Henry. And I think I agree.
Do you remember LeVar?
Are you just saying because you're gonna go up to these linebackers and get into the fetal position and you're not actually gonna participate? Because if you're running into any of these linebackers in the way that Derrick Henry would run into you, you're also completely fucked.
Hey,
It might be a marginal difference of bones broken, but I'm thinking Henry probably breaks more of my bones.
Hey, public. Do you not remember LeVar Arrington?
Remember him
We
all too
remember
well.
LeVar.
I remember
I think there's a
LeVar
LeVar Arrington Jr. now.
I remember LeVar Arrington when he was at Penn State watching their games and watching the other team come up to kick a field goal and literally thinking every fucking time, oh, this field goal's getting blocked because LeVar Arrington's about to fucking block it.
Didn't that dude make a Wheaties box or some shit blocking a field goal? His arms up. Signature look.
Fucking crazy.
That motherfucker was my hero. And he salutes Parsons.
Tell me about that Commanders Arrington jersey.
I actually bet him, but I don't have the jersey. He was fucking Parsons on steroids before Parsons was there. Obviously, he didn't have the fucking career. And he promotes Parsons. This motherfucker was Oh, he made me love football.
Arrington's unfucking real.
Double 11. Like, hey, no. In fact, I love him even more that he went into broadcast. That he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, fuck it. It's all fucking bullshit.
No, he keeps it. He keeps it 100, as they say. He's good. He-
So we moved to the afternoon.
Him and Steve Smith should get a watch along show similar to like KG Undisputed that I shared the clip of recently on Showtime. Or I don't know if it's Undisputed or something like that, but when he was, did you guys see that clip where he's talking shit to Paul Pierce? And Paul Pierce is like naming 5 players that he would take over LeBron right now. Did you see that clip?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my goodness. Watch that. Go
It-
back in
it-
the chat. I
it-
shared his clip, but anyway,
it-
KG just ends up shouting at Paul Pierce and just kind of like making
It's-
Paul Pierce look like a bitch.
It's very possible I saw it. I apologize. You were very muffled. I heard Zesty. Did you see it? And that was about it.
Well,
But I did hear Paul Pierce. So yes, we will talk shit about it later.
I think you heard the Rams are gonna win.
yeah. We're on to Kansas City. Kansas City and New England.
Oh,
No. We're on to Kansas City. The Chiefs are at New England. That'll wrap up the Sunday 11 o'clock slate. So we're still Sunday morning. And
yeah.
they're giving the Patriots 7.5.
All right, we're circling back because I feel like my best bet has been not thought of.
Well, your
well,
best
we're just
bet
done.
hasn't been thought of because your best bet is in the later slot. We're about to get to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There you
All
go.
right.
That's why we don't do the rundown. That's why he does the rundown.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Chiefs are angry here.
There's actually been a large 2.5 or 2-point run to the Patriots for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I know Pacheco's out.
Yeah, but
That's
Yeah.
a good reason.
Yeah, no, yeah, but is very honest. Like,
it's
where are the Pacers going to score points?
yeah. I think I've seen this team play all year, and
Yeah,
7.5 seems like a gift to me.
yeah, and that's where it gets like fucked up.
I know, but I agree.
I didn't touch this game at all. It was 9.5. A running back. You're telling me a running back's 2 points? Horseshit.
Yeah,
Which tells me the Patriots are the only side to bet. Like, if you're gonna bet it 7.5, you want to bet it like you just said, the Chiefs. 7.5 is a gift. That's what I'm telling you is the horse shit that
counting on.
there's something right there if I had to bet, I would take the Patriots 7.5.
Yeah. Just count on Bill Belichick loving those points too.
Yeah, 7.5.
And managing the shit out of his squad to a respectable loss against the Chiefs.
Yeah, 7.5 is so fucking weird, especially when it dropped from
Right.
9.5. Like there was so much. I don't see the Chiefs losing 3 straight, but
I know.
I
For them to come out.
I really, man, I don't know. The Patriots might beat them.
Here's the thing. It's like for them to come out flat for another week would just be insane. But I don't think they have to come out flat for the Patriots to show up looking like world beaters because they had this game circled. Belly's had this game circled. You know, they're doing what they need to stop a Chiefs offense that isn't that strong right now. And they now don't have Pacheco, like you said.
Well, I
Counterpoint.
agree. Yeah. Go
Counterpoint.
ahead.
Pacheco didn't play last week. They should have won if Kadarius Toney just looks to his left and says, "Am I on the line of scrimmage?"
Well, if you told me Darius Toney was hurt, I may bet on the Chiefs.
No. In all seriousness, for the record too, I know you guys are saying 7.5. On ESPN Bet, I see it at 8.5, and on offshore, I see it at 9 still. So maybe it's just shifted back. That being
Sometimes-
said,
No.
give me
sometimes-
angry Patrick Mahomes against a team that can't fucking score.
Angry Patrick Mahomes is right.
Yeah, I can't really disagree. Except
And he, they should be
Patrick
looking
has
at
been.
that 7.5 as
Yeah.
disrespect, honestly.
I get what you're saying. It smells crappy. But I think that they wax that ass.
Great teams cover, like you always say. Be fucking great. One weekend.
Patrick has been angry for like 4 weeks.
That's
You tell me he wasn't angry before the Bills game.
That's fair. We're all angry for him.
No touchy from me. But
can't be
it makes me very skeptical. I'm very confused.
Moving on to the late window. 2:05 start, San Francisco at Arizona. We don't have this game on the sheet either.
Oh,
Arizona's getting 12.5. Over under 48.
Over
48.
I didn't add it to the sheets, but yeah, over.
Okay.
So Niners, Cardinals, they've had quarterbacks. David Blah. I had a whole bunch of shitty quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That's
why we don't know who they are. That's why you had to exactly. You had to like think about who they were. Look them up.
All of them went over. Now you got 2 starting quarterbacks. Kyler Murray, my boy Purdy. Over. Might be 42-3, 7, 8.
There
Let
you
me
go.
do the fucking math. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys get mad. But
Arizona's eliminated.
there's the track history that the last meeting between the two of them go over. And they've had, now I'm starting to remember. Colt McCoy, fucking David Baugh, whoever the fucking Niners backup quarterback was. It was probably Nick Mullins or some shit.
CJ
All
Beathard.
Beathard, yes. He was probably one of them too. All of them went over 48. Like it was just a set limit of 48.
What's in the water down there in Arizona? That indoor building? Points
Yeah.
to be had.
To this point, it was 35-16 in the first matchup of the year without Kyler Murray. And so that went over the 48 mark. It's not a bad bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just,
Hit that over. Just because it happens more often than not. We'll move on to Washington at the LA Rams, -6.5. Over
Reverse
under.
stinks alert.
Over
Reverse stinks
under.
alert.
Over under 50. You like the under. So you like the Rams, you like the under.
yeah, I actually like a lot of shit. I didn't put on a sheet. Last week, those who followed, I capped the Commander, or 2 weeks ago. Command, capped the Commanders perfectly.
There you go.
And I'm gonna do the same this week. First quarter over. First score, Commanders.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me get a little extra crazy. Total under Rams cover 14-30 final. The Rams team total over 28.5 is a very great bet.
We got to build a weird ticket on this shit. Make sure it's on there.
Yeah, follow it. Because that's like 6 wins that I didn't even put on the sheet.
Yeah. I like it.
The Rams over 30. Put it.
Public, what's your thoughts on that? That exact circumstance.
How can I argue against that? I mean, the Commanders are horseshit enough to do exactly the things that he's talking about in terms of giving up 30 points to the Rams, letting them cover, and also letting the Rams hit that total in the over for the first quarter. And as for scoring first, yeah, I hope so. Coming off a bye, you can script some plays and actually have a worth a shit drive. Then again, Sam Howell's a little bit unpredictable. So that may be your wild card there. Outside of that, uh, I see what you're doing here. Doesn't make any sense to me because you need that lower draft pick anyway. So you need to be taking that L. You need to be backing your commies so they choke. But you're not. So you're scaring me. You're scaring me here. Sam Howell's going to be going off for 4 touchdowns this weekend.
See,
Yeah, watch out for that.
I disagree. I think I did 100%. You're thinking I'm like super psyching.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I took.
Reverse jinx alert.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I took the Rams 6.5. I took the under.
Yeah.
When we were just talking here, it's not on the sheet. First quarter over because the Redskins don't stop anybody. Let's start documenting this shit because
But the Redskins' first score.
I've added it.
I promise you, this is how the game's gonna go. I promise you.
Redskins score first.
Ball.
The first quarter over hits.
Ooh, crystal ball, yeah.
Rams
First
over
quarter,
30.
yeah, Rams over 30. Rams -6.
And
30. Yeah, 6.5. What a 30-14 is the final score. Under
under
the
50
total.
and a half. Yeah.
Under the total.
I love it.
See what you're doing.
All right. I don't think I'm going to be anywhere near that game, so we'll just move right on to a game where I think I will have some money on.
I do have additional info.
Info. Let's go for it.
To that game.
Please.
You were all assuming
insider info coming in from the commies fan.
Yeah.
And let it be known, there's people in the Commanders organization that have watched less Commanders film than Zesty has this year. So
ulcers are a real health problem.
So I know my team. I know how to be a loser with my team. We know how to lose.
Oh, now great segue.
Matt Stafford sucks as a second half quarterback. Oh shit. Okay. Maybe we have a backdoor cover. Washington has covered 5 games. You know how many other teams have covered 5 games? Not a lot. Washington is the man of the people. We cover games. Obviously, I bet against them. I don't believe that this is the team, but they cover games.
They do the deed.
They do the deed. I agree. I think they get beat off. Excuse me. Beat the brakes off 30-14. But
it is Los Angeles.
I just wanted everybody to know that, like, hey, they're not helpless.
Hey, nobody said they were helpless. Take it easy.
Hey, they've covered 5 times out of what
we know.
What week are we at?
15.
I'm just gonna put a quick end to this discussion where you're trying to defend your lowly Redskins or Commanders, whatever the fuck they are, and remind everybody that watches this that yes, the Commandos have covered 5 games. There are only 4 teams who have covered less. The Falcons, the Saints, the Patriots, and the Panthers.
Damn.
Everyone else has covered more games. So Don't bring that weak shit here.
Oh. Yeah. We want to go fucking head to head, or we want to move on?
Coming with the stats.
I'm
We're
ready to
about
come
we're
with
about to
you.
move on. We're about to move on and go head to head.
Oh.
When I give you our next pick, Dallas at Buffalo. We've got Zesty on Buffalo at home -2. And we got the betting public on his boys. And he got him at 2.5, correct?
And you know who's 9-4 against the spread? Them boys.
Dacky Dak. Over under
Them
50.5.
boys.
Zesty, you're on the over. I'm sorry, you're on the under. And look, it's 45 degrees and raining up in Buffalo. So one of those games up in Buffalo.
Yeah. So,
Oh
let me
no,
crack.
not another.
Let me crack something.
Shout out to Buffalo fans right there. There'll be a lot of that at the tailgate this weekend. They get it rowdy up there.
Yeah. This
Oh,
is
you're a
my.
Buffalo fan now.
Do you know Dak Prescott's
Prescott's.
Yeah, Prescott. Excuse me. Record under 50 degrees.
Oh, does he have trouble in the cold?
I do not. But his
Little
name is
cold
Rain.
guy.
His name is Rain Dakota Prescott. So the rain will not bother him.
Right.
But the
So
cold night.
yeah, so freezing temperature does because rain freezes.
What's that record? What's his record in the cold?
Garbage. I think it's
It's dog shit though.
yeah, 2 wins.
He's had a very long career, mostly indoors that late in the year, but
No.
he's had some outdoor games. He should have more than 2 wins.
No. I'm in the public. How many games has he played sub 50 temp weather? Yeah,
10.
10,
20.
20. 2 in his entire career.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. How well do you think he played?
0-2. Not the
Well,
best sample size.
0-2. That's not, yeah, can you even go off of that?
That's under 50. You drop it down even more. Your boy, MVP, my boy, he's my boy too. So I'm hammering the Bills. It's going to be 35. He ain't even be a fucking feel his hand.
Fucking Bills winning a cold weather game.
No, he ain't. Even more. The more I've looked into it, so Dak Prescott literally has played 4 games under 50 degrees. Hasn't won a game. 50 degrees. Like I walk outside shirtless. 50 degrees. You tell me he's going to go in there and beat my boy, Josh Allen.
Well, I see what you're saying. We
Yeah.
kind of had this discussion last week when we talked about the difference between November Dak, where you're likely to get a little bit more over 50-degree weather on the road. When he plays at home, of course, it's under 50 degrees. They're in Jerry World, which is a controlled environment. But December Dak historically has had some problems. I reneged on my position prior to the game and ended up back in the Cowboys, much to my wallet's happiness. Although, don't want to take too much of a victory lap there. I think that the problems that the Eagles have just against Dallas really show up. But here, this is a tough one because the Cowboys playing the Bills. Bills are 7-6. You look at this and you say, man, Dallas has been killing everybody. How are they not a favorite here? And the reason for that is the Bills actually have very nice point differential as well. So they are a good team, better team than their record shows. And if they can rally around the person who cannot give a speech to save his life, apparently, in Sean McDermott, then they can have a chance here. The problem that I see for the Bills, and which is why I am on my boys here, is you still have to stop Dallas, and the Bills' defense is not helping. And if they can't stop Dallas, then Josh Allen can have a really good game and still lose in the end. So we're going to see what happens up there in Buffalo. I'm going to say that you'll be jumping off tables before the game, and you might have to go full tilt on the Ravens and Jaguars after, try and get some of that money back that you lose on my boys.
Steven, let me just rebuttal.
Sure.
Yeah, you're high as fuck.
Well, all I know is I'm also on Dallas, so I may be high as fuck also. Love the boys this week.
You realize, hold on. Let's circle back and re-argue it. This is their first away game in a month. Do you know how terrible they are on the road? Oh, probably not.
I don't follow the boys.
Huh?
Tell me how bad they are on the road.
Not very good. Where's the public at? Want to yell at him?
You didn't
I'm here.
want to hear what
I'm
you have
here.
to say.
I'm here. Don't worry about me. I just had to slip away for a second.
Hey, 4 straight games at home. Beat the
3.
piss out of people.
3, because you're counting Carolina as a home game, and it felt like that, but it really wasn't. It's just that the Panthers suck.
Okay, 8 of the 9 teams that they played are 20 or worse in defense. So it's the Panthers, Commanders, Giants twice. Jets, I think, were there. Maybe not the Jets. Anyway, they literally did this against the 12 worst offenses or defenses.
I hear what you're saying. They're going to cover.
Hold on. He's just trying to fucking super psych.
Oh,
Just calling you
No.
out on the reverse jinx.
no, sir.
Hey,
Now he's backing his team, Zesty. That's not the reverse jinx.
dead ass serious. Like the Cowboys are not. Also, the Eagles are not very good either. Like, all I'm saying, this specifically, because I can't wait to fucking drop my nutsack on the public.
That's really interesting, man.
The Cowboys fucking suck too. Yeah.
I just don't know if the Cowboys suck, man. Even on the
They are.
road, even in cold weather.
They are 3-3 away. So all three of their losses have come on the road. That's fair. But not today.
I don't know. I could see them losing the game. You're still getting some points. Like, you think Dallas is going to get blown away by Buffalo? Not bloody likely.
Yeah, no, Buffalo was gonna beat the piss out of them. And it was gonna be like, what's wrong with Dallas? And the public is gonna be like, oh, our shoulder were, oh, shoulder was something. Look at him. He's laughing his ass off.
The only thing we're going to be shouldering in Dallas is shouldering another batch of hate as folks like Stephen A. and yourself are just dumbfounded. They moved to 11-4 and vie with the 49ers for the number one seed in the NFC.
Moderator.
Bills are out of sorts lately. They're just so up and down.
Look, I'm gonna moderator. I swear to the Jesus I believe in.
Which one is that? Are you a baby Jesus guy or are you an adult long-haired beard Jesus guy?
I think I'm a baby Jesus guy. Okay. I don't want to mention not the public here, but you want to make money, moderator, bet your mortgage on the Buffalo Bills. And then we can have a conversation. Like, y'all want to fucking talk some shit? Let's talk some shit.
Hey, if the requirement for us to have a conversation is for me to bet my mortgage on the Buffalo Bills, we may have to stop this podcast. This show may never happen again.
We do not condone such on-tilt betting activity. Of course, we believe in sprinkling around, keeping your bets consistent, and playing percentages.
Responsibility.
So dial 1-800-GAMBLER in New York and New Jersey.
But how do you feel about this, Zest? Because this being a late window game, depending on how the morning goes, might wait for this game to start. Dallas scores early, then I play that Buffalo side even harder.
Dallas Buffalo. Is that
Yeah.
what you're talking about?
Yeah, so I'm saying Cowboys score, and I hit Buffalo.
Hey, what? No,
Live line.
The live line.
No,
Hoping
I
that
know.
you
The in
push,
play.
I know, but
hoping it pushes the Buffalo dog.
yeah. So what's the live line then?
Well, at that point, Dallas scores. You figure I'm getting Buffalo plus 3, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it
At
depends
home.
on how it goes. Yeah. If you like
Hold
that
hold
though,
on. Yeah, hold
just
on.
well, but if you like that though, then you're kind of saying, you agree the Buffalo is going to keep it close, and you think it's going to be a close game with Buffalo maybe going to pull it out. I think a decent tease then is Buffalo tease to a dog, and then tease the Jaguars along with that. If you follow the uh, Big Zest on the Jags Ravens.
Yeah,
Yep.
no. If you can get uh Buffalo as a dog, hammer it.
Well, I know you're on it. Yeah.
But no. I'm not
Or
on them as a
Buffalo.
dog. I'm on them to win outright. So if you can get them to get a dog,
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Yeah. And like you said, probably same strategy applies to Jacksonville. If I follow the logic there, if I follow the reasoning, and if I roll with Jacksonville over Baltimore, I don't know if I can do that though. I think Baltimore is a real team.
yeah.
I still
Stop.
just not saying Jacksonville isn't good. I'm just saying in a matchup between the two, I have no reason and no history to lean Jacksonville here.
Yeah, stop listening to the fucking public. He's fucking half retarded. I'm trying to make you money.
I'm not.
Hey, am I that terrible of a person? Preston, text
Right.
me. He's like, oh, hey, we lost so much money. I'm like, no, we, us, didn't lose any money. I'm
You
like, stop fucking following people. Barstool.
don't be following people. I agree with that. You got to bet with what's inside.
Yeah, well, that's what he claimed. He ain't betting what's inside. He's
If he
fucking
if he
following fucking Barstool.
if he had followed us, he would have been 3-1-1 like us last week. So
That's what I told him. I was like and subscribe.
Yeah.
speaking of,
You play
we
stupid
now
games,
have
you win stupid prizes, as they say.
we
So
now have to
play.
discuss why the Ravens are going to beat the Jaguars' ass, though.
Yeah. Moving on to Sunday night.
One of us is going to be right on this game.
Public, you're on Baltimore. Zesty, you got Jacksonville. Plus 3. Is it about? I mean, tell me what it's about. You're really back in sunshine against Lamar?
I'm backing the situation. So I got 3.5.
I had a feeling it was a little more to it.
It's 3.5. They just had a game that they didn't cover, but played really well. And historically, they don't do that. The fact that at home we're gonna fuck around. Let's fuck around.
The home dog fucking around. Betting public. Your rebuttal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the Ravens here. Jaguars are giving up 4 yards to carry on the run. Ravens love to run the ball. This is a big time Lamar Jackson game in prime time. Don't love the hook at 3.5. But I also think that the Ravens defense does enough to put this game away, and Jacksonville's just not able to score. So give me the Ravens, give me Lamar, especially since he's on my squad, and this is week 1 of absolutely meaningless fantasy football for me. So this is absolutely the time where Lamar's going to drop 40 for no goddamn reason whatsoever to help me.
Yeah, that's true.
This is classic time for Lamar to go off, and I'll be watching and enjoying on Sunday night. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. I know you think I'm crazy.
I just think Jacksonville's offense is suspect. Suspect is all hell. Definitely hit the under. I agree with you there, Zesty. 42.5 is the number.
Prime time game, that's a lot of points, yeah.
Yeah, Steven couldn't hear the goddamn thing you said.
Public, you having that problem as well?
Yeah, you're back now, though.
Yeah.
No. Well, all I said was, shall we move on to Monday night?
Let's do it.
Philadelphia at Seattle. Zesty, you're on Seattle, 3.5. Public, you're on Philadelphia. You're also on the under 47.5. So, Zesty, tell me why the Sea Chickens do enough.
Yeah, I honestly think they're the side to bet. Eagles are probably public, I guess. I don't know. I have them at 4. I don't have them less than that, at 3.5. But
Yeah, mine moved a little.
the Eagles are not that good. They're not like that terrible, but they're not.
They're certainly not that terrible. They're one of the best teams in the league.
They're not 4 points better
than going to
Seattle.
You're not going to go to Seattle and be that much better. I know. I hear what you're saying.
Hey, did we
Fox
talk
Red?
about the fucking Cowboys?
What?
Did we
Yes,
already?
we wore that out pretty well, I believe.
All right. Well, I'm ready to bust it out even
Wait.
more.
All I know
just-
is we'll stick in the NFC East and wrap this up with the Eagles. I think that Sea Chickens are dealing with an unhealthy Geno Smith and dealing with some issues on the offensive line. And Philadelphia is going to be able to do enough offensively to be able to get it going against the Sea Chickens. And I know they're on the road here. Line's moving against me. It started out at 4, moving to 3. I think that's likely due to the fact that it looks like Geno's going to play. But honestly, I think Jalen Hurts is the better quarterback here. So, better quarterback, only lane 3. Give it to me all day. Pushies for the win.
I don't think the Philadelphia is a great team by any means, but I just don't think Seattle is very good.
Yeah. Well, the public. Oh, I like him, but he's wrong.
I like you too.
Well, that
He's
wraps up
wrong.
week 15 of the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. If you can believe that, we've touched on every game.
Indeed. It's going to be a hell of a ride. We got Saturday and Sunday football. Plus,
Josh.
if you're an absolute junkie, this is the first week of dog shit bowls. And if you can figure out who's still playing for each college team after this transfer portal madness, more power to you.
That's true also. What up,
Come to
Zesty?
me. Come to me, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, we will continue to cover college football and bowl season next week and beyond. So stay with us. Good luck with week 15, everybody. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.
Adios.
Oh.